Hey guys, welcome to the Manchester United News channel. Subscribe to the channel to not miss any news, leave your like, and share, you are very important for the growth of the channel. Let's go to the video. Facundo Pellistri could get the chance to prove Manchester United scouts right. Four right-sided forwards could be unavailable for Man United against Brighton. Facundo Pellistri has to start. When Facundo Pellistri was mentioned during a press conference at Carrington last season, a journalist in the background could be seen turning to his colleague and asking, "Who?" A dozen appearances in 3 years, all of them in one calendar year and only one start, does not equate to a success. Nobody is dismissing Pellistri as a failure either. Pellistri assisted Marcus Rashford on his debut against Charlton, created an opportunity for Wout Weghorst at Nottingham Forest, had pivotal roles in goals against Leeds and Real Betis. He smuggled the ball to Tyrell Malaysia for what could have been a tie-killing goal with United 2-0 up in their Europa League quarter-final first leg against Sevilla. They lost 5-2 on aggregate. There have been pre-season goals from Derby to Dublin, via Bangkok. Whenever Pellistri appears for United, he tends to make things happen. A likable lad with an unfussy haircut and an excellent speaker, it is easy to warm to Pellistri. He has exuded warmth in the 2 mixed zones he has stopped in, both after starts. His only competitive start was in Seville, against Real Betis when United were as good as through in the Europa League, 4-1 up from the first leg. That full debut came 892 days into Pellistri's United career. The 21-year-old is still at United as much down to the question marks hovering over other competitors as his own talent. Mason Greenwood will not play for United again, Jadon Sancho may never play for them again, Antony is absent indefinitely and Ahmad is injured. Few would still confidently predict a Pellistri start against Brighton on Saturday. Though many would have had him in the lineup against Nottingham Forest 3 weeks ago. Continued chatter over a possible loan as deadline day loomed baffled plenty of United punters, and come the final week of the transfer window Pellistri's immediate future was not as topical. It remains debatable, though. If Erik Ten Hag was truly convinced of Pellistri, he would not have used him so sparingly. Pellistri would have been loaned out last year but for an ill-timed injury in a friendly with Atletico Madrid, and the provisional plan was for him to be loaned out again this season. Then United backtracked amid the Greenwood backlash and the house of cards came tumbling down. Pellistri is almost an anachronistic winger in this era, a right-footer who favors the right-hand side. That directness should not be underestimated, and United have no choice but to start a right-footer there against Brighton. In Pervis Estupiñán, Brighton have one of the most consistent and proactive left-backs on the continent, a steal at £14.9 million from Villarreal. Pellistri is a more disciplined runner in the opposite direction to shadow Estupiñán than the more maverick Alejandro Garnacho, a modern left-sided winger. Pitting Pellistri against Estupiñán would hardly be a wild card move. United also need an energetic and diligent presence to limit Kaoru Mitoma, certain to duel with Aaron Wan-Bissaka again after his fruitless encounters with the right-back in the FA Cup semi-final and at the Amex Stadium. Pellistri is a selfless winger to complement Rasmus Højlund. United's counter-attacking leaned heavily on Marcus Rashford at Arsenal, but he became too predictable and, for some, too selfish when he approached the Arsenal area. Højlund is a focal point who would benefit from being flanked by a winger whose edict is to shift the ball and cross it. Højlund showed against William Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes he is a physical match, and he will need that mettle against Man Mountain's Lewis Dunk and Jan-Paul van Hecke. In the age of the football director at United, John Murtoa's quotes are attached to press releases confirming a new signing. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer never gave Pellistri a competitive kick, and they once held simultaneous post-match interviews at Derby contradicting one another. Pellistri indicated his preference to stay while Solskjaer suggested another loan was advisable. It is still worth revisiting Solskjaer's comments on Pellistri when he completed his deadline day move in October 2020. Our scouts have followed Facundo for a long time and we believe that he will be a real talent for the long term. Whilst we understand it will take time for him to adapt to the English game, he is capable of having an impact with his pace and ability to beat his opponent. Facundo has the perfect platform at Manchester United to develop, and he has all of the technical qualities and the right mentality required to become a top player here. Now Pellistri deserves the platform so people know his name. Guys, what do you think about Pellistri? Does he deserve a chance to show his skills? Thank you all for watching. Subscribe to the channel to not miss anything. Leave your like and your comment, that is very important for the channel growth. Until the next video.